What if I told you that, like, the single greatest predictor of whether a CEO absolutely tanks a company isn't their IQ, but how they react when someone spills coffee on them in the elevator?
Wait, what? Spilled coffee?
Literally, yeah. Welcome back to English Pod Center, everybody. I'm Luna, and today we're...
I'm Lucas, and wait, you're saying coffee spills dictate stock prices now?
Well, I mean, metaphorically. We are diving into emotional intelligence, or EQ, in leadership.
EQ, right. Okay, because honestly, whenever I hear emotional intelligence, I just picture like a boss crying with you in a drum circle.
Oh my God, no drum circles.
Just checking, because, corporate retreats get weird.
They do get weird. But no, EQ is, it's actually ruthless. It's an extraordinarily pragmatic skill.
Ruthless? How is being in touch with your feelings ruthless?
Because it's about unparalleled data extraction. Humans are essentially irrational biological algorithms, right?
Okay. Biological algorithms. Big words for a Tuesday, Luna.
Stick with me, Lucas. Look, a traditional boss, let's call him Chad.
Classic Chad. Always wearing quarter zips.
Exactly. Patagonia quarter zip Chad. He sees an underperforming employee and thinks, I need to threaten them with a PIP. A performance improvement plan.
Right, the classic whip-cracking approach.
But the high EQ leader realizes that employee isn't just lazy, they're exhibiting, like, paralysis by analysis due to ambiguous directives.
Wait, slow down. Paralysis by... They're basically just frozen because they don't know what to do?
Yes, exactly. They aren't malicious, they're just lost.
Okay, so how does the high EQ boss fix that without the drum circle?
By calibrating their approach. It's like, okay, imagine you're a mechanic, right?
Sure. I don't even know how to change a tire, but let's pretend.
Well, if an engine is making a grinding noise, you don't just scream at it to run faster.
I mean, I might, which is why I'm not a mechanic.
You diagnose it. You realize, oh, it needs oil, not more gas. High EQ leadership is just being an astute mechanic for human psychology.
Oh, now I get it. So Chad is just pouring gas on everything and wondering why it's exploding.
Precisely. And that's the pain point so many organizations face right now.
So what's the actual, the foundational architecture of this? Because it sounds great in theory, but...
Yeah, it's not just a buzzword. Daniel Goleman, who fundamentally popularized this in the 90s...
Wait, Daniel who? Goldman?
Goleman. Goleman. He delineated it into 4 distinct quadrants.
4 quadrants. Okay, lay 'em on me.
Self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management.
Whoa, okay, that was fast. Self-awareness,
Self-management.
social awareness, and relationship management?
Bingo. And most leaders absolutely crash and burn at step 1.
Self-awareness? Really? I feel like everybody thinks they're self-aware.
Oh, 100%. Studies show that 95% of people believe they possess profound self-awareness.
Let me guess. The actual number is slightly lower?
Try 10 to 15%.
Jeez, that's a massive delusion gap.
It is. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect on steroids. People are utterly oblivious to their own emotional wake.
Emotional wake? Like a boat?
Yes, that is my favorite analogy. Think of a leader as a speedboat tearing through a marina.
Okay, I'm picturing a guy in aviators blasting 80s rock.
Naturally. But he's so hyper-fixated on his destination, the Q3 revenue targets, that he doesn't look behind him.
Ah, and the wake is just capsizing all the little sailboats.
Exactly. The sailboats being his team. They're taking on water, burning out, quietly quitting, and he has no clue.
Because he's not self-aware enough to realize his intensity is creating turbulence.
You nailed it, Lucas. He thinks he's inspiring them by driving fast, but he's actually just drowning them.
Wow, okay, that actually perfectly describes my first boss out of college.
We've all had that boss, the speedboat CEO.
So if say I'm listening to this right now, and I'm suddenly terrified that I'm a speedboat.
Which is a great first step, by the way, admitting you might be a speedboat.
Right. How do I actually cultivate that self-awareness? Do I need a therapist?
I mean, therapy is great, but no, you can start with a cognitive exercise.
A cognitive exercise. Okay, hit me. I want to test this.
It's called the trigger audit. Essentially, you spend 1 week.
Wait, 1 whole week? That sounds exhausting already.
It's not like you're going on a silent retreat, Lucas. It's literally just microjournaling.
Okay, microjournaling. Like what? Jotting down every single time I get mildly annoyed?
Exactly that. Every time you feel a visceral, disproportionate emotional spike,
Right.
you just document the trigger, not the whole narrative, just Tuesday, 10 a.m., Kevin talked over me in the strategy sync.
Ugh, classic Kevin. Always talking over people.
Right? But here's the crucial part. You have to write down the underlying insecurity it hit.
Wait, the insecurity? I thought I was just mad because he's, objectively rude.
See, that's the trap. That's the superficial analysis. The advanced emotional intelligence, or EI, move is recognizing why it provoked such an intense reaction.
So it's not about his lack of etiquette. It's about, my fear of being marginalized?
Boom. Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's deeply uncomfortable.
Right? It requires radical introspection, because if you don't identify the root vulnerability, you literally cannot mitigate the reaction. And if you can't mitigate it, you end up leading by reflex instead of, deliberate intention.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm getting this. I do the trigger audit.
Yep.
I figure out that I'm terrified of irrelevance or, I don't know, losing autonomy. Then what? I just sit with it?
Well, no, sitting with it is meditation. This is about transitioning to the second pillar of EI, which is self-management.
Okay, self-management.
Yeah, I like to think of self-management as being, okay, you know how a thermometer just reacts to the room?
It just tells you the ambient temperature. It's hot in here.
Exactly. Most leaders are thermometers. They just reflect and amplify the ambient anxiety of their environment.
Oh, geez. If the team is panicked, the boss is panicked.
Precisely. But a high EI leader is a thermostat. They read the temperature, but then they actually regulate it.
Oh, now I get it. The thermostat actually changes the environment.
Yes, they intentionally recalibrate the room's psychological climate.
That's a brilliant analogy, Luna. Seriously, because, wait, actually, how does that work in practice?
Okay, let's play it out. Give me a high-stress corporate scenario.
Okay, quarter end. Revenue is down. The board is breathing down your neck.
Perfect. The thermometer leader walks into the Monday morning meeting and just dumps all that cognitive dissonance right onto the team.
We're failing. Everybody work harder. Cancel your vacations.
Right, which instantly triggers everyone else's amygdala, completely shutting down their executive functioning.
So now they're extremely stressed and biologically stupid.
Literally, biologically, yes. But the thermostat leader, they do the trigger audit in real time.
Wait, during the meeting or before?
Usually right before. They acknowledge their own stress privately. I feel incredibly pressured by the board right now.
Right.
And they intentionally adopt an emotional posture that serves the team's objective, rather than just venting their own anxiety.
So it's not about suppressing the emotion, like pretending you're not stressed at all.
No. Toxic positivity is just as detrimental. It's about authentic regulation. You can say, look, we're in a highly challenging spot.
But you say it with grounded authority instead of frantic panic.
Exactly, Lucas. You act as the emotional anchor for the collective.
Man, that takes an immense amount of cognitive discipline.
It really does. It's a hardcore executive skill. It's not soft, fuzzy HR stuff.
Right, because people always assume emotional intelligence is just being exceptionally nice to everyone.
Which is literally my biggest pet peeve in the universe.
I can tell. You 10-stop.
EI isn't about being nice. It's about being effective. Sometimes the highest EI move is delivering incredibly critical feedback, but doing it in a way the recipient can actually metabolize.
Metabolize, I like that. Like they can digest the critique without their ego throwing a massive tantrum.
Yes, and that brings us perfectly to the third pillar, social awareness, otherwise known as empathy.
Okay, empathy, which again gets a terrible rap as a weakness in ruthless corporate environments.
Completely misunderstood. Empathy is literally just data collection.
Wait, data collection? That sounds so clinical.
Think about it logically. If you're trying to influence someone's behavior, how can you optimize that if you don't possess accurate data regarding their current emotional state?
So it's not necessarily about crying with them, it's about accurately reading their dashboard.
Precisely. Empathy is the advanced capacity to accurately interpret complex interpersonal dynamics.
So if you're a speedboat CEO, you have absolutely terrible data collection. You don't even look back at the wake.
Exactly. Call back to the speedboat. See? You're a natural.
I'm learning, Luna, but okay, how do we actually gather this emotional data without being, like, weirdly invasive?
You don't need to hook them up to a polygraph, Lucas.
Good, because HR gets notoriously cranky about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. No, it essentially boils down to calibrating your observational acuity.
Okay, calibrating. Wait, you mean just paying attention?
Sort of, but it's paying attention to the right metrics. Most leaders, when they listen, they're ostensibly just, waiting for their turn to speak.
Oh, guilty. I literally do that. I'm formulating my brilliant rebuttal while they're still talking.
Exactly. We all do it. But empathetic data collection requires actively deciphering the nonverbal lexicon.
Nonverbal lexicon. So body language, tone, eye contact.
Microexpressions, hesitation, the incongruity between what they're saying and how they're saying it. Like if someone says, "Sure, I can hit that deadline."
But they look like they're staring into the abyss.
Precisely. If your employee's jaw is clenched and their pitch goes up an octave, the verbal data says yes, but the physiological data screams, "I am drowning."
Oh, wow. Right. And a low EQ leader just takes the yes at face value, drives off in the speedboat, and then acts shocked when the project implodes.
And then blames the employee for lacking resilience. It's classic cognitive dissonance on the leader's part.
Wow. Geez, that's a staggeringly common scenario, honestly.
It's ubiquitous, which actually segues us perfectly into the fourth and final pillar of emotional intelligence.
Okay, lay it on me. We've got self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness. What's the finale?
Relationship management, the culmination of the first three.
Relationship management. That sounds like a euphemism for workplace politics.
I mean, it's not workplace politics, but it's politics utilizing integrity instead of manipulation.
Okay, I like that distinction. So how do you define it?
It's the sophisticated application of EQ to navigate interpersonal friction, foster collaboration, and effectively influence outcomes.
Right, so this is where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. If the first three pillars are the foundation, relationship management is the actual house you build on top of it.
Okay, give me an example. Let's say two of my best executives absolutely despise each other.
Oh, a classic turf war. Perfect.
Yeah, like they're brilliant, but putting them in a room together is like mixing ammonia and bleach. Toxic.
Great analogy. Okay, a conventional authoritative leader might just step in and mandate cooperation. Figure it out or you're both fired.
Which, spoiler alert, never actually works. They just take the war underground.
Right, it just incentivizes covert sabotage. But an emotionally intelligent leader, using relationship management, approaches it entirely differently.
How so? Like, do you become their couples therapist?
No, you don't have time for that. You leverage the data you collected in Pillar 3. You recognize that Executive A is driven by a need for autonomy, while Executive B is terrified of losing their legacy.
Oh, you identify the underlying psychological drivers.
Yes, you architect a scenario where their core motivations are no longer mutually exclusive. You align their individual incentives with the overarching organizational objective.
Wait, architect a scenario. So you're basically hacking their conflict?
You're restructuring the environment so that collaboration becomes the path of least resistance for both of them.
That is profoundly Machiavellian, Luna, but in a good way?
I prefer strategically empathetic.
Strategically empathetic. I love that. But wait, what if the conflict is with you? Like, what if I'm the leader and someone is just relentlessly pushing my buttons?
Then you're instantly thrown back to Pillar 2, self-regulation.
Oh, right, the amygdala hijacking, the grumpy waiter from earlier.
Exactly. You can't manage a relationship if you haven't managed your own neurological response first. It's a sequential dependency.
A sequential dependency. Meaning if step 1 or 2 fails, step 4 is just fundamentally impossible.
Literally impossible. You cannot constructively resolve a conflict if you are actively perceiving the other person as an existential threat.
Geez, that makes so much sense. It's like you can't land an airplane if the cockpit is on fire.
Perfect, yes. You have to extinguish the internal blaze before you try to navigate the external runway.
Look at us, just chaining these analogies together. We're unstoppable.
We are. But seriously, Lucas, this is where most leadership development paradigms completely fail.
How so? Because they skip the foundational stuff?
Precisely. They mandate communication workshops and conflict resolution seminars, but they neglect the prerequisite psychological scaffolding.
Right, they teach you the script, but they don't fix the underlying emotional dysregulation.
Yes, it's like trying to install cutting-edge software on hardware from 1995. It's just going to crash.
Okay, I have a challenge for our listeners, actually. A quick practice exercise.
Oh, I love it. What is it?
Tomorrow at work, in your very first meeting, I want you to consciously practice Pillar 3, just data collection.
Oh, brilliant. Don't formulate a rebuttal.
Right. Just watch the person talking. Look at their hands, their posture, listen to the cadence of their voice.
And try to deduce the incongruity. Are they ostensibly projecting confidence, but physically manifesting anxiety?
Exactly. Be the detective, not just the participant. See what invisible data you've been missing.
That is a phenomenal exercise, Lucas. It instantly builds that observational acuity.
Right? And when we come back for the final part, we're going to talk about how to synthesize all 4 pillars to basically become bulletproof under pressure.
All right, so we're back. And Luna, you promised us the synthesis, the whole package.
I did, and this is where the magic happens, honestly. Synthesizing these 4 pillars is what makes a leader truly bulletproof.
Bulletproof. I like that. Because right now, I feel like I'm just wearing a mildly bullet-resistant vest.
A Kevlar sweater? Yeah, no, we want full-on tactical armor here.
Exactly. So, okay, how do we combine self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and relationship management?
Think of it like... Okay, imagine you're a bomb disposal expert.
Wait, really? We're going straight to explosives?
Just roll with it. So, Pillar 1, self-awareness, is recognizing that your own hands are shaking.
Right, the internal diagnostic check.
Exactly. Pillar 2, self-regulation, is taking that deep breath so you don't accidentally, cut the wrong wire because you sneezed. Which would be suboptimal, extremely. Now, Pillar 3, empathy, is understanding the schematic of the bomb. Why was it built this way? What are the triggers?
Oh, wow. So the bomb is the disgruntled employee or the crisis.
Both. It's the highly volatile situation. And Pillar 4, relationship management, is actually executing the defusal while coordinating with your team so nobody panics.
Oh, now I get it. Because if you only have 1 or 2 pillars, it falls apart. Like if you're calm but you don't understand the bomb.
Boom, you cut the red wire when it should have been blue.
And if you understand the bomb perfectly, empathy, but your hands are shaking uncontrollably, no self-regulation.
Boom again. Exactly. The synthesis is the concurrent application of all 4.
It's like, wait, earlier you mentioned the archaic 1995 hardware.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is like finally upgrading the processor so it can run 4 heavy applications simultaneously without crashing.
Yes, that is a brilliant callback, Lucas. It's a systemic upgrade to your cognitive processing capability.
But in the real world, under immense pressure, how do you force your brain to do all 4 at once? Because when a client is screaming at me, I'm not thinking about bomb defusal.
Fair point. The secret is fractional pausing. It's an advanced neurological hack.
Fractional pausing? Is that like counting to 10?
No, counting to 10 is for toddlers throwing tantrums. Fractional pausing is creating a millisecond buffer between stimulus and response.
Okay, wait, I don't get it. How do you just create a buffer?
By shifting your cognitive load. When the client screams, your amygdala, your lizard brain, wants to fight or flee.
Right, the classic hijack.
To bypass it, you immediately ask yourself a highly analytical question, like, what is the primary emotion driving their volume?
Oh, because analytical questions force the prefrontal cortex to turn on.
Precisely. You're tricking your brain into analytical mode. You become the observer of the chaos rather than the victim of it.
That is, wow, it's like stepping out of the blast radius and watching it on CCTV.
We're really committing to this bomb metaphor, aren't we?
I mean, it works. It's highly visual.
It does. And once you're in that observer state, you can seamlessly navigate the 4 pillars. You recognize their anger, regulate your own defensiveness, empathize with their fear, and manage the interaction.
Man, if every manager actually mastered this, the corporate world wouldn't be such a, a toxic wasteland sometimes.
It would fundamentally revolutionize organizational behavior. No more tyrannical bosses, no more passive-aggressive email threads.
Per my last email, the ultimate failure of emotional intelligence.
Literally the battle cry of the emotionally inept.
So true. All right, as we wrap this up, what is the ultimate takeaway for the audience?
The takeaway is that emotional intelligence is not an innate personality trait. It is a highly malleable, cultivable skill set,
It's a muscle.
a cognitive muscle, and it requires deliberate, sustained hypertrophy. You have to put it under tension to make it grow.
Hence the meeting exercise we talked about earlier.
Exactly. You won't master it by just reading a book. You have to get into the trenches and practice that data collection, that self-regulation.
I have to say, Luna, this has been an incredibly enlightening deep dive. I'm literally going to use that fractional pausing technique today.
I love to hear that. Just remember to ask that analytical question the second you feel your heart rate spike.
What is driving their volume? Boom. Prefrontal cortex activated.
You've got it perfectly.
Awesome. Well, for everyone listening, I want to leave you with a quick challenge.
Oh, a closing challenge. Lay it on them.
Over the next 48 hours, when you feel that defensive spike, I want you to try the fractional pause. Just ask one analytical question before you react.
And let us know how it goes. It might just save your next project or, your marriage.
High stakes. Seriously though, drop a comment, tell us if it worked.
We love hearing your success stories.
And if you found this breakdown valuable, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yes, join the community.
Keep leveling up your leadership skills with us right here on English Pod Center.
Until next time, stay sharp and stay emotionally intelligent.